From McCormick Gymnasium in Fargo, North Dakota, good evening, everyone. I'm Jeremiah Moore alongside Greta MacArthur as we get set for North Dakota High School volleyball action as the Shanley Deacons prepare to take on the Grand Forks Central Knights. Volleyball on Shanley TV is presented by the Shanley Athletic Club, taking Deacon athletics to a higher level. We have an exciting game for you tonight. Stay tuned and we will return shortly, right after this message from our Deacon partners.
This broadcast is presented by American Family Insurance, Ken Craft Agency, Bell Bank, Beyond Boundaries Therapy Services, Border States Electric, the Fargo Jet Center, First International Bank and Trust, Forum Communications, Luther Family Buick GMC, Moore Engineering, Network Center, Off the Wall Advertising, Robert Gibb and Sons, St. Sophie's Psychiatric Center, Sanford Health, and Shields.
All right, so looking at these two teams today, Shanley currently has an EDC record of 9-5, and Grand Forks Central has a record of 4-14. So looking at the two records, Grand Forks Central certainly seems like an underdog here, but they do have a little more experience. What do you think, Greta?
I think it's two nights in a row for the Deacons. Last night they played Valley City, and it was a pretty tough loss for them, so they're going to come in pretty strong tonight to make sure they can try and get the win tonight.
Yeah, it will definitely be interesting to see if they can bounce back from that defeat and pull off a victory here against the Grand Forks Central Knights.
Yeah, because again, last night Valley City was the underdog and I got the win, so Shanley's just got to play a little bit smarter tonight and pull off the win.
Yeah, I certainly know that looking at their match against Cheyenne last week, they had some pretty good, strong defense, so hopefully we can see a little more of that tonight. I know Hannah Hodl's been very good at serving. What other players do you think we should be watching out for tonight?
I think with the height difference between Shanley and Central, I think Lander Fredericks and Mariah Bird with their height at the net should be able to get lots of kills tonight because the Grand Forks Central defense is just not as tall as us. So definitely Fredericks as she is hitting up at the net and blocking.
Yeah, absolutely. Shanley definitely does have the ability to do some really good blocking up close as well. So that should definitely come into play with a height advantage here. I didn't even actually notice that until you said it, but yeah, Shanley definitely does have an advantage there.
We're just about to get underway. They are just finishing up with the introductions.
Are you ready? Let's play.
All right, so the starting lineups are marching onto the court.
A lot of seniors on both teams tonight, so there's going to be a lot of veteran play and hopefully some smart play with all those seniors on the teams.
Yeah, and it looks like Shanley is leading with DeKaiser, Fredericks, and Otterson up front, definitely playing to that height advantage. And we have Vetter, Bird, and McAllister in the back. As for the Grand Forks Central Knights, they are starting with their libero Myrold in the back, alongside Hillman and Carlson. And up front they have Eisenman, Hodgson, and McGee. Should be an interesting matchup. I am definitely excited to see how this turns out.
Me too. Central will be serving first.
Carlson, the serve is good. Successfully hit out of bounds by Shanley. Grand Forks Central starts off with 1 point here.
Frederick's just a little too strong on that one. I think once she gets a few swings going, she'll get more comfortable and be able to get those inbound and get some points for the Deacons.
Yep. Very good kill by Shanley. Evening things out here, 1-1. Looks like Otterson will be serving for the Shanley Deacons. And the serve is good. Bumped up by Grand Forks Knights. And blocked by the Shanley defense.
Another great example of their height there by DeKaiser and Fredericks.
Otterson with another good serve. Bumped up once again by Hillman. And deflected but hit out of bounds, so Grand Forks Central will be taking the point there.
Central substitution number 1, Caitlin Hepper checking in.
Hepper coming in for the Knights.
And Hepper will be serving. The serve is good, bumped up by the Shanley Deacons, hit by Hodel. And sent down by Bird for a point for the Shanley Deacons. Well played.
McAllister will be coming in for the Deacons. Look at that height up front there, Jeremiah.
Oh, yes. Definitely going to be a problem for the Grand Forks Knights. Hodel with the serve. Another good serve out of Hodel. She did very well in the game against Cheyenne. And not quite tipped over by Shanley. Grand Forks Central will be taking the point there. Looking at that replay. Very good kill. Back on the court, Fredericks with a great shot. One more point for Shanley, but this has been a very close game so far. Very well played by both sides.
Yeah, it's definitely early, but it's definitely a lot of back and forth so far. We'll see if that continues.
Yeah, I mean, Central's playing around that height disadvantage very well. But it is going to be knocked out of bounds by Central. One more point for the Shanley Deacons. Megan Matheson is currently serving. Another good serve for the Shanley Deacons. Set up by the Knights, and good hit.
Might have been a little miscommunication there from the Deacons.
Yeah, and I mean, it's always really difficult when that ball gets placed right between everyone because it's not always obvious who's supposed to go for that. So
yes.
Always a good spot to aim for in trying to score a point. Bumped up by Hodel, set by Otterson, and sent back over by Hodel. Grand Forks Central sets up for a point. Another good shot by the Knights. Looks like number 16 Stangl will be doing the serve for Central. It is good. Set up by Vetter. McAllister goes for a hit but doesn't quite get it down on the ground. And it's going to go into the net. Shanley can't quite come back from that. So Central will be taking a point. Now with a 1-point lead over the Deacons. Another good serve from Stangl. Vetter sets it up. Mariah Bird almost gets a point, but not quite. Sent back over by the Knights. Saved by Hodel. Sent over by Bird. Another good defensive play, but not quite enough. They aren't able to get it all the way over the net.
Yeah,
Shanley ties things up 6-6.
On that rally, Hillman had a great dig on the Central side. We'll have to watch and see if she continues to make those great saves.
Going to be out of bounds for Shanley.
Central substitution number 6, Jasmine Eisenman back in. Number 5, Lauren Hillman serving.
Hillman will be taking the serve for Grand Forks. And it's good, set up by Matheson. Otterson goes for a hit. Saved by the Knights. Another successful return. Good rallying from both teams here. In pretty deep for Grand Forks. Can they get it back over? Good hit by Myrold. Oh, and an impressive kill from the Shanley Deacons. What a shot. You can see Myrold hits it back over here. Hodel sets it up. And very good kill.
DeKaiser just came in for the Deacons. And that's an ace for Paige McAllister.
Another serve for McAllister. It is good. Sent over by the Knights, very strong, but Shanley successfully recovers. And hit into the net by the Grand Forks Knights. Shanley takes another point. McAllister has a strong streak going here. Can she keep it up? Another good serve. Set up by Stangl, sent back over to the Deacons. Set up by Vetter. Otterson hits it over, but it is successfully returned by the Grand Forks Knights, but out of bounds. So Shanley gains yet another point here. Now with a 3-point lead, which I believe is the biggest we've seen all game from either side. Shanley finally starting to gain some momentum.
We have a shout out to Rita Visser. She is cheering on the Deacons, and Grand Forks Central number 5, Hillman. Thank you, Mrs. Visser, for watching and tuning in.
And it looks like Grand Forks took a point. So now Myrold will be serving. DeKaiser with a strong hit, gaining Shanley one more point.
Fredericks will be coming in for the Deacons.
Setting up a very tall front row there. Vetter will be serving for the Deacons. Fantastic serve. Sent into the net by the Grand Forks Knights. Shanley scores another point. Now with a 4-point lead of 12-8. The Deacons are ahead.
So far, the serving on the Deacon side has been going very well.
Yeah, I mean, both sides have been doing incredibly well with serving. We haven't seen too many going into the net or out of bounds on either side. Which
nope.
Certainly speaks to the talent of both teams here. DeKaiser gets a good hit after Fredericks goes for a fake out. So one more point for Shanley. Now with a momentum here. And the serve from Vetter is out of bounds.
Oh, I think we might have spoke too soon there about the serving. But
so Grand Forks takes a point, and we will see if they are going to be able to stop the momentum that the Deacons have going here. 4-point lead may seem intimidating, but I've seen teams come back from worse. So we'll see what happens here. Set up by Vetter. Fredericks goes for a very good kill. Taking possession back for the Shanley Deacons.
Otterson will be up to serve for the Deacons.
Fredericks definitely seems like a very experienced and seasoned player. I've seen a lot of good plays from her, both in this game and beyond.
For sure.
I mean, you probably know a little bit more than I do. Is she going to any colleges for this sport?
Yes, Lander is committed to St. Thomas University, and she's going to play Division I volleyball next year, so that's very exciting for her. And
all right, yeah.
Definitely a very talented player, and she'll add a lot to the St. Thomas team.
Yeah, and I mean, that's a great accomplishment to be seeing. Don't forget that you can connect with Shanley TV on social media. Get the latest updates about Shanley sports teams, plus reminders about upcoming broadcasts. Like our Facebook page today at facebook.com/ShanleyTV, or follow us on Twitter at ShanleyTV.
Central called a timeout. They want to stop Shanley's momentum.
We'll see if they succeed. Their team is coming back onto the court here. Grand Forks Central definitely seems to be committing their tallest players to the front row, trying to compete with Shanley's height advantage here.
Yes.
Sent over by the Knights. Set up by Hannah Hodel. And out of bounds off of Mariah Bird.
Just a little too strong there.
Central substitution number 1, Caitlin Hepper back in. And serving for the Knights.
Caitlin Hepper comes in for the Grand Forks Central Knights. Successful serve set up by Vetter. Fredericks going for a good hit. Doesn't quite get the point. Very good save by the Grand Forks Central defense. DeKaiser sends it over and out of bounds. Grand Forks Central gets another point here. It seems like their strategy of trying to mess up Shanley's momentum might have worked here.
Yep.
Starting off strong right after that timeout. Hepper will be serving again. And it is good. Set up by Vetter. And hit into the net by Mariah Bird. Central definitely beginning to make what could seem to be an impressive comeback. Another good serve from the Knights. Deacons go for a hit, but it is deflected and out of bounds by the Grand Forks Central Knights, so Shanley takes their first point after that timeout.
McAllister will be coming in for the Deacons, and Hoda will be up to serve.
And Huddle's definitely been a strong server, so hopefully going to get some points back here for Shanley.
Net violation on the Deacons, I believe.
And that means McGee will be up to serve for the Knights. The serve is good, set up by Vetter. Fredericks goes for a good hit, but successfully defended by the Grand Forks Knights, who do a very strong hit back at the Deacons, scoring yet another point.
The Knights continue their run.
Vetter sets it up. Mariah Bird going for a hit. Blocked by McAllister, but successfully returned by the Grand Forks Knights.
Yeah.
Very good play from both sides, but Shanley ends up taking the point here.
McAllister didn't get that kill the first time, but she got it there to secure the point for the Deacons.
Yeah, and I mean, Central's defense there was very solid.
Yes, it was.
Matheson serves. It is good. Set up by Carlson and sent back over. Hannah Hodel blocks it though, and they return. Set back over the net.
That attempted block just goes right out of bounds. Deacons point. There's been a lot of variety from our front row for kills tonight. We've had some from McAllister, DeKaiser, Fredericks, Bird. All getting a lot of action tonight so far in this first set.
I mean, you watch this replay. Better gets the set. Very good hit from Fredericks. And I mean, I think we got to give credit where credit is due. I mean, Olivia Vetter hasn't been making the flashiest plays, but she's certainly been doing a great job of setting up for her teammates so they can get those good kills. She's been very consistent with that throughout the entire game, and I think she's doing very well.
In that last replay, there was one of McAllister's great kills of the night.
Matheson with the serve. It is good. Set up by Carlson and sent back over to the Deacons. Mariah goes for a strong return, but it is blocked by the Knights. Very strong shots coming out of the Deacons, but the Grand Forks Knights are holding out.
Yeah, they're doing a very good job. Their hard work on the defensive end really paid off there.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of times in volleyball, it comes down to who can hold out the longest and just wait for the other team to eventually make an inevitable mistake. Stengel with the serve. It is good. Set up by Vetter. Otterson sends it back over. Strong hit from Grand Forks Knights. goes up into the ceiling and successfully returned by the Deacons.
That was up there for a couple seconds.
Yeah,
Wow, powerful kill by the Knights.
just barely in bounds. Very good placement of the ball. Stangle with the serve again. Set up by McAllister, sent over by Bird. Successfully defended. Myrold sends it back over. Better sets it up for McAllister, who gets another solid kill for tonight.
McAllister's having a great set in this first set tonight.
Definitely true. Stangle sets it up. Sent back over by the Knights. Otterson hits it deep, and the Knights are not able to defend that.
It looked like there might have been a little miscommunication there as two Knights were trying to hit that ball.
I think a great player on the Grand Forks side of things has been number 7, Mackenzie Norland. She's been getting a lot of strong hits at the Deacons.
Yes.
Looks like a little more miscommunication on the Grand Forks side leads to another point for the Shanley Deacons.
The Deacons are 4 points away from taking this set.
Grand Forks is hopefully going to start making a comeback here. It is definitely now or never as Shanley gets close to taking the set. And they get another point, furthering their lead to 6 points, 22-16.
Even though Shanley got the point there, that was a very good dig by Merold for the Knights.
Very true. Set up by Bird, tipped over by Vetter, and very tricky placement, scoring Shanley Deacons another point.
Yeah, in other games, you see Vetter do that a lot. That was her first time tonight, but it worked out very well.
Yeah, definitely mixing things up a bit there. Like you said, that was her first time doing it tonight, so I think the Knights weren't quite ready to defend something like that. But the serve is going to be out of bounds. And Grand Forks gets possession of the ball for a first time in a couple rounds. Number 5, Hellman, serving for the Grand Forks Knights. The serve is good. Set up by Vetter. McAllister tries to save it, but it is not high enough. And the Grand Forks Knights will take another point.
Hellman with the serve. Oh, and that's an ace for Grand Forks Hellman. Deacons are just 2 points away from winning this set, but Central's coming on strong here.
Yep. Definitely starting to come back when it counts. Matson with a very strong hit, successfully defended by Myrold, but goes into the net in the front row. Cannot successfully get it back over, so Shanley is now just 1 point away from victory here in this first set. McAllister will be serving. The pressure is on. Successful serve, though. Set up by Stangle, sent back over by the Knights. Vetter sets it up. DeKaiser ends up hitting it out of bounds.
And after this set, after this set, you can say that.
Okay.
So we have some
Myrold serves, Vetter sets it up. DeKaiser goes for a lighter hit this time. And Grand Forks will take the point there. Myrold with another successful serve.
Another point for the Knights, as the Deacons still have a set point to win.
Grand Forks Central definitely starting to work their way back onto the scoreboard. And Shanley scores, taking the set. If you've enjoyed watching our Shanley ShanleyTV.com broadcast, please consider making a donation. Help us continue to bring you quality programming. We rely on donations to bring you every broadcast, and we need your help to continue to improve the quality of our productions and to add new features for you, the viewer, to enjoy. If you are interested in donating, please contact Joelle Shuey at 701-893-3225. Again, that's Joelle Shuey at 701-893-3225. Thank you for watching, and thanks for your continued support of Shanley TV. It really means a lot to people like me.
If you're just tuning in, we just ended set 1 with a Deacon victory of 25-22. On the Deacon side, there was a lot of hits and kills from a variety of front row players. I think one of the players that did very well was Paige McAllister.
Yeah, she did fantastic offensively, and then also Vetter getting a lot of consistent sets for her teammates.
Some replays of this first set.
And both teams have done very well in terms of serving, and once again, Mackenzie Norland on the Grand Forks Central side, very strong on offense, and number 2 Myrold has also been very good on defense as well. I mean, just going by the records, Grand Forks is definitely putting up a lot more of a fight than I think either of us really expected here.
I agree.
Definitely was an exciting first set.
Sure. Not a lot of net violations in that set, which is good. Not giving up those easy points to the other team.
Yeah, it has definitely been an exciting set, and I cannot wait to see what happens next.
We're just underway for set 2.
Shanley starting in the lead with 1 point. Vetter will be serving for the Deacons. Serve is good, bumped up by Myrold, set up by Carlson, and blocked by the Shanley defense. Sent over to Hodel. Just tipped over by Otterson. Good dig by number 5. But Shanley will be taking the point once again here, but great play by Lauren Hillman for the Grand Forks Central Knights. Vetter will be serving once again. And it is good. Set up by Hillman. Tipped over by Fredericks and sent deep into Deacons territory where we did not have any defenders. Very good placement by the Grand Forks Central Knights, scoring them a well-earned point. Right in their blind spot.
Pepper will be coming in for the Knights, and Carlson will be serving.
Good serve. Set up by Vetter. Strong kill by Fredericks.
That was a great kill.
Fantastic. Lots of power, lots of speed.
Otterson will be serving for the Deacons.
You can definitely see why Fredericks is getting that scholarship to St. Thomas. Fantastic player. But Grand Forks scores a point there. Just getting through that front line. Hepper sends it over, bumped up by Hodel, set by Vetter, and good hit by DeKaiser.
Attempted block by the Knights, just hit them in the wrong place and travel out of bounds.
Yep, and McAllister will be subbing in for the Deacons. Hodel with the serve. Very good. Just saved by Hillman. Oh, strong hit by Matheson, but Myrold saves it for the Knights and hit out of bounds by Hillman. One more point for Shanley.
That was just a little too strong.
Yeah, but great plays, both sides there. I mean, we're just starting this set and things are already exciting. Myrold is just like a brick wall for the Grand Forks Central Knights. Nothing seems to get past her, but Shanley keeps firing.
Unlikely error by Hodel there, just short into the net.
Happens to the best of us. McGee will be serving for the Grand Forks Central Knights. Bumped up by Otterson, set by Vetter, and sent over by McAllister, but successfully defended by the Grand Forks Central Knights. And the dig just barely misses the ball. One more point for the Grand Forks Central Knights, bringing it to a very close score of 4 for the Knights and 5 for the Deacons. Vetter sets it up. Fredericks looking for a kill, but doesn't get it. Grand Forks sends it back over. And a bad hit from Otterson sends it out of bounds for the Deacons.
McGee will still be serving for the Knights. They have a little bit of momentum right now as McGee is still at the service line.
And the serve goes out of bounds.
Bird will be coming in for the Deacons to serve.
It almost seems like both teams are getting a little bit of wear and tear. We've seen 2 mess-ups on serves for both sides here, which I don't think we saw as much in the first set.
No.
Hopefully both teams could get back into their groove here. Mariah Bird doing very well for the Deacons so far. Another good serve. Set up by Carlson. Hillman sends it back over. Hodel bumps it up and tipped over by McAllister, but saved by the Knights. They send it back over to Hodel. Passes to Vetter. And a good kill by McAllister, was it?
Yes. Again, McAllister continues to carry on from the first set to the second set.
Yeah, I mean, McAllister is just a junior, so she's still got another year to keep honing her skills. Definitely a great player to be watching right now and for the future. Mariah Bird with another serve. It is successful, set up by Carlson. Goes into the net.
I think that height on Shanley's front line there kind of made the Knights think there and just right into the net, unfortunately for them.
Yeah. I mean, if you let the disadvantages get into your head too much, that can definitely affect your play in not just volleyball, but a wide variety of activities.
For sure. In this replay, another great kill by DeKaiser. If you want a shout out, tag us on Facebook or Twitter at Shanley TV, and we will give you a shout out for watching tonight. We just want to thank all viewers that are tuning in tonight. We are just getting underway in our second set with a Deacon lead of 10-5.
Yep, and you viewers are very important to us. You guys are fantastic, so let us know what you think, and you can get a shout out. Mariah Bird will still be serving for the Deacons. Set up by Hillman. Then to Carlson. Blocked by the Shanley defense. But the Knights bounce back. McAllister sets it. Sent over by Matheson, but defended by Myrold once again. And it looks like it is going to be out of bounds, so Shanley will take a point there. Bird still serving, definitely has a lot of momentum here. Very warmed up by now.
Norland's hit just a little too strong.
Yeah, out of bounds. One more point for Shanley. They now have a 7-point lead with Mariah Bird still serving. Oh, but she hits it into the net, so Grand Forks will take the ball here and a chance to break up Shanley's strong momentum. Stangle will be serving for the Grand Forks Central Knights.
Drew and Stengel just came in for the Knights as well. Oh, and that's an ace for the Knights.
Seemed to be a little uncertainty among the Shanley players there. Stangle serves again. Bumped up by Hodel, set by Vetter. Matheson goes for a kill, but doesn't quite get it. However, the rest of the team members cannot get there to save the ball in time. So Shanley takes another point, and Matheson will be taking the serve. And the serve is going to be out of bounds. So Central gains another quick point here.
Eisenman coming in for the Knights.
Hillman with the serve. It's going to be good. It's set up by Hodel. Then to Vetter. McAllister goes for a good hit. Successfully defended by the... I didn't quite catch what happened there.
I'm not sure either, but it was a violation on the Knights.
Yeah, so Shanley takes the point. McAllister with the serve. Hillman hitting it up front. Tipped over a little too lightly, and Shanley takes advantage of their much greater height to get a good and easy point. McAllister will be serving again. Myrold bumps it up. Hit it back in bounds, but they can't quite get there in time.
Looked like there was a miscommunication there for the Knights.
McAllister serving again. Set up by Hillman, then to Stangle. It's like Grand Forks will be taking a point there. Once again, great offensive play by Norland.
McGee will be coming in for the Knights.
Myrold with the serve. It is good. Set up by Vetter. Otterson goes for a kill but doesn't get it. Back row is very strong for Grand Forks Central tonight. And it is going to be hit out of bounds by the Shanley Deacons. Great play there by number 6, Eisenman. Myrold will be serving once again. Saved by Hodel and sent over to the Grand Forks Central side. Great dig. Hit out of bounds by Matheson. Grand Forks takes another point.
Grand Forks definitely has some momentum. Shanley's going to need to get this point now to slow that down. Oh, and they will take a timeout to take a second to regroup.
I mean, even with Grand Forks' momentum, though, they do have a lot of ground to cover. Shanley is still leading by 5 points here in set number 2 tonight.
Yes, that's very, very true.
Looking at this replay here, Stangle serves, and Shanley can't quite figure out what they wanted to do, so the Grand Forks got a point there. What a great play from Shanley. Scores 1 point for them. And there we see Shanley using its height advantage to the fullest. Very exciting set 2 for the most part, though.
Yes.
Both sides doing very well. Strong kill by the Shanley Deacons.
Fredericks will be coming in for Shanley. And Vetter will be up to serve. Vetter's serve is good. Oh, great kill by Giroux on the Knights side.
Shanley seemed a little unsure of what they wanted to do there.
Carlson will be coming in for the Knights, and she'll be at the service line.
Set up by Vetter. Frederick sends it back over to the Knights, who will successfully return it.
Great save by Hodel, but a miscommunication. Even though Shanley didn't get the point there was great hustle by Vetter in the last play, and great save by Hodel.
Absolutely. Good dig there by Hillman. And another good dig from Hodel, but Shanley can't quite get there in time. Grand Forks takes another point, just 3 points behind now.
That's got to be a little frustrating for Hodel. She's had 2 great saves, and her teammates just have not been there.
Fredericks goes for a kill and gets it.
That was very powerful by Fredericks. She knew they needed a point to stop the Knights' momentum, and she got it for them.
Yeah, Fredericks has been powerful and precise. Haven't seen her hit too many out of bounds.
Nope.
If any at all. Otteson with the serve, it is good. Hit over by number 8, Carlson, and
I believe that was just tipped off of Shanley and then out of bounds.
yeah. Grand Forks Central is starting to catch up.
That
But
was just barely in. Looked like it was going to be out, but it just snuck in. Shanley thought it was going to be out, too.
Oh, I thought it was out. Very close call. And they're going to get that one. Vetter sets it up. Fredericks goes for a kill and gets it once again.
Another powerful kill by Fredericks. She's doing great this set. McAllister coming in for the Deacons.
With McAllister and Fredericks up front, Grand Forks definitely has to watch out. Those are 2 very strong offensive players.
For sure.
Hodel with the serve. Hellman hits it over, saved by the Grand Forks Central Knights. Hodel bumps it up, Vetter sets it. Matheson going for a tip. Grand Forks calls their bluff. Vetter sets it up, and a kill for McAllister.
Central wants to stop Shanley's momentum, and they call a timeout. Wow, that was very impressive on the Deacon side there. Great, powerful kills by McAllister and Fredericks in that run, and they are 5 points away from taking set number 2.
Shanley TV is made possible in part by the Shanley Athletic Club and their generous members. Check out their website today at shanleyathletic.club.com to learn how your membership contributes to Shanley TV, the Deacon Den, and many other student-athlete needs. While you're there, be sure to renew your annual membership by clicking the Join Now button, or become a member if you are not one already. It's easy to become a member, and anyone can join, so sign up today. The Shanley Athletic Club, taking Deacon athletics to a higher level.
What do you think the Knights are talking about in that timeout?
I'm not really sure. I mean, I'd say their defense is pretty strong for the most part, so I'd say the thing they probably need to work on the most is getting through that height advantage that the Shanley front line has and scoring some more points.
I agree.
Tempted to tip over, but once again, that height advantage shuts them down. Fredericks goes for a kill, saved by Carlson, but the other team members both go for it at the same time.
That was a great save by Carlson. Just unfortunate that the teammates weren't there.
Yeah, it truly does take a village in this sport.
Just came off of Hepper's arm a little wonky there.
Shanley just 3 points away from taking this set. Hodel with a good serve.
Great
Carlson
hustle.
saves it. Myrold is going to send it over successfully. She's been such a solid player in this game. Carlson sends it back over to Hodel. Better sets it up. Sent over by McAllister. Great hit.
That was a great rally there, back and forth. Number 8, Carlson on the night side had some really good saves, but Shanley just really strong coming back.
Absolutely. I gotta admit, I didn't quite expect this much excitement from high school volleyball, but these players have so much talent.
Yes, they do.
Blocked by McAllister. Shanley is now just 1 point away from taking this set. Grand Forks Central is now behind by 8 points. Hodel serves out of bounds.
Shanley is just 1 point away, but the Central's going to have a lot of points to try and beat them in this set.
Solid serve from McGee. McAllister puts it back in bounds, and Frederick sends it over. And Central can't quite get to the ball in time.
The Deacons
Shanley
take set number 2, 25-17. The Knights are going to have to do a lot in this third set if they're going to try and continue these games tonight.
For sure. Yeah, they seem to compete with them pretty closely in the first couple of minutes of each set, but then the disparity becomes clear the longer it goes on. I can't help but wonder if they let the score get to them a little bit as Shanley slowly starts to take a lead.
We are back with you, and we are just about to get set 3 underway. If you're just tuning in, Shanley has taken both sets, the first set 25-22 and the second set 25-17. Even though Shanley has come away with a win on both of those, there has been great rallies back and forth here so far.
Yeah, and also shout out to Michael McLaughlin, Anthony Warner, and Quincy Oxner for cheering on the Shanley girls at home.
Thank you for watching.
And yeah, once again, going over tonight's star players, Maddie Myrold on the Grand Forks Central side has been a great defender. Both McAllister and Fredericks have been very great offensive players for the Shanley side. And once again, we see that as Fredericks gets a kill right off the bat.
She's been doing that a lot tonight, and it's really helped the Deacons with their momentum.
But I mean, there have been a few times where the central back row has been able to defend those powerful shots, which has been quite impressive.
That's for sure. Sent over by McGee and then sent back over by Bird.
Carlson sets it up. Bird sends it over, and it is in. So Shanley scores another point in this set.
Great start so far to this set to get 2 points right off the bat.
Otterson with the serve. It is good. Set up by Carlson. Eisenman goes for a kill, doesn't get it. Better sets it up for DeKaiser, who successfully hits it back over for another Deacon point.
This is not what the Knights wanted, was Shanley to get momentum right away. Shanley just has to take this set to win, and if they keep doing this, they will definitely get it.
Although I do give the Knights a little credit, they have been trying to play this a little differently with setting up the ball and trying to go for a lot more deeper shots rather than staying up front where they have the disadvantage. Eisenman goes for a kill, gets blocked by DeKaiser. Eisenman again.
Wow.
But not blocked as well by DeKaiser.
Oh,
what happened there?
I missed that.
Seems like the point turned back over to Shanley somehow.
Maybe a net violation? Some sort of violation. Maybe her foot was over the line? I don't know.
Otterson with a successful serve. Carlson sends it back over. Vetter sets it up. Bird.
I think that was just
Gets
tipped
it just barely
off.
in.
Oh, it was just in?
Yeah.
Huh. I thought that was out.
Yeah, I believe it was right on the line. Mariah Bird living dangerously with that kill. Otterson takes another great serve. Carlson tips it over. That was a shock. But Shanley responds well and takes another point.
That was
very good strategy by Carlson, though. She'd been simply setting it up for her teammates quite a bit, and sending it over like that was a surprising mix-up.
That was kind of a predictable timeout for the Knights as Shanley just kept getting points and building momentum. The Knights want to try and stop that. They really need this set to continue.
Yeah, this has definitely been the worst start we've seen for the Knights.
Yeah, the first two sets, it seemed like they were going pretty back and forth right away.
Yeah, it was very close earlier. Players are stepping back onto the court.
Otterson will continue to serve for the Deacons.
Grand Forks looks ready to hopefully take back the scoreboard here. Set up by Carlson. And a little bit of fumbling there leads to another point for Shanley. Otterson serving yet again for Shanley. They have maintained possession of the ball all night. All set. Vetter sets it up, Bird sends it over, and it is knocked out of bounds by the Central Knights. So Shanley will take another point with an 8-0 lead.
Otterson will still be serving for the Deacons.
The Knights must be getting very nervous by now. But they keep a cool head and score their first point of the set. Great shot by number 11, Sophia McGee there.
Pepper will be coming in for the Knights, and she will be up to serve.
Yeah, she seems to sub in a lot just to serve, so definitely a power player for the Knights in terms of serving, and gets an ace.
Just unlucky for Hodo there as it just hit off her hands a little weird there.
Pepper ready to serve again. Hodo bumps it up this time. Vetter sets it. Bird sends it over for a Shanley Deacon point.
Knights attempted to get a good block there. Unfortunately, just went right through their front line's hands.
But kudos to them for finally getting themselves on the scoreboard like that. Carlson sets it up. Hillman sends it over. Vetter sets it up for McAllister. Successfully hits it over. Goes off the fingers of a Knights player and out of bounds. Shanley now leading 10-2. Holds up to serve for the Deacons. Good serve. Off Myrold. Hillman hits it back over, but it is blocked by Fredericks.
Great block there. Great teamwork by McAllister and Fredericks to make sure that ball doesn't go over them.
Shanley seems to be getting stronger and stronger here.
Yes, I agree.
Hillman sends it over. Hodel bumps it up. And Otterson is going to successfully return that for the Deacons.
Great
Successful block by McAllister.
Another timeout taken by the Central Knights.
The Deacons have been absolutely merciless at their height advantage in this set. Great blocks by both McAllister and Fredericks.
Yeah, great blocks, great kills.
But Grand Forks Central has finally gotten themselves onto the scoreboard, so hopefully we'll see some more exciting play from both sides here.
I think so.
TV on social media. Get the latest updates about Shanley sports teams, plus reminders about upcoming broadcasts. Like our Facebook page today at facebook.com/ShanleyTV or follow us on Twitter at ShanleyTV. And feel free to ask for a shout out.
As we come out of that timeout, Central there gets a point to hopefully try and find some sort of momentum to the big Shanley lead.
McGee hits it into the net, and Shanley takes another point. Matheson subs in for the Deacons, and she will be taking the serve. The serve is good. Carlson sets it up. Tipped over by the Knights, but saved by the Deacons. Bird sends it over, but it is blocked. Or not.
That block just went out of bounds.
So Shanley takes another point, and Matheson will continue to serve. Carlson sets it up. Hillman tries to tip it over, but it is blocked by Vetter and McAllister working together there. Definitely starting to see some great teamwork out of the Shanley Deacons on defense. Working together to get those blocks. Back in for the Knights, and they send it back over to Matheson. Passes to Vetter, who sets it for Bird. Good dig by the Knights. Vetter tips it over for a Shanley Deacon point.
There's another one of those trick plays we haven't seen a lot of tonight, but it worked there.
Yeah, I mean, the key there is always just throwing those in barely at all, so that when it does come, it comes as a surprise, and it's very effective. Vetter sets it up. McAllister tips it over to Myrold. Carlson gets it back in. And Norland sends it over. Bird tries to get it over to the other side, but it is blocked by the Knights defense. Myrold bumps it up. Carlson sets it to Hillman, who hits it back over. Bird successfully bumps it up. Great rally from both sides. Bird hits it into the net. One more point for Grand Forks.
We have a shout out from my mom. She says her and my dogs are listening on YouTube. Thank you for the support.
Oh, hit in, and it is. Looks like it might have been too many hits for the Knights. So Shanley gets another point, and Mariah Bird will be serving. Marwold bumps it up. Tipped over by Norland. Otterson sends it back over. Bumped up by Hepper. Then by Stengel.
The block unsuccessful there for the Deacons. Eisenman coming in for the Knights. And Hillman up to serve.
Let's see what these Knights can do. The serve is going to be good. Bumped up by Hodel. Then by Vetter. Otterson sends it over, and the dig is not going to be good. Shanley scores a point.
The Kaiser coming in for the Deacons.
McAllister hits it over. Myrill bumps it up. Stengel sets it up. And Giroux is going to successfully hit it back over. Bird goes for a solid hit, but blocked by Myrold once again.
Hillman unsuccessful there to try and get it over the net.
Goes way out of bounds into the stands. One
Shanley
more point for Shanley.
Shanley is absolutely dominating this third set.
Yeah, it seems the Knights' confidence has been shaken a little. Tipped over. Vetter sets it up. De Kaiser goes for a kill, doesn't get it. Myrold still being a solid defender
Yes.
in the set. She's been very consistent throughout this whole game. Vetter sets it up. Otterson tips it over. Good dig, but they cannot quite get it over, so Shanley will score, bringing their score up to 20, just 5 points away from taking this set.
McAllister still serving.
Myrold keeps it in. Stengel hitting it over to Bird. Bird to Vetter. Vetter to De Kaiser. Not quite the hit they were looking for. Both teams keep rallying. Myrold bumps it up. Very good rally from both sides. Neither team is willing to give up here.
We haven't seen
Wow.
a lot of this tonight, but it is still going.
Wow. And it is going to be out.
After that long rally, the Knights get away with the point. Hodel coming in for the Deacons, and McGee coming in for the Knights.
Myrold will be serving for the Knights. Hodel bumps it up. Vetter trying to tip it over.
Fight at the net there.
Saved by the Knights. Bird goes for a dig but doesn't get it. Grand Forks Central taking another point.
They're getting some momentum, but they still will have to have a strong comeback to try and get caught up with the Deacons.
Yes, they are 13 points behind. A long way to go. But in set one, they certainly did make some interesting comebacks. Too many hits for the Shanley Deacons. They score another point. The Knights have scored 3 points in a row. Hodel bumps it up. Vetter sets it. De Kaiser goes for a kill. Blocked by the Knights defense. De Kaiser tips it over. Stengel sets it up. And the hit is going to be out of bounds. Shanley takes a point. Grand Forks losing their momentum.
Frederick's coming in, back in for the Deacons.
Very great couple of rallies there, though. Stengel sets it up. And it is going to be hit into the net by the Knights. Deacons now just 3 points away. Vetter with the serve. Great shot by the Knights.
Great save there by Hodel.
Looks like the Knights just scored another hard-earned point.
Carlson serving for the Knights.
Giroux has subbed in for the Knights as well. The serve is good. Vetter sets it up. Friedrichs going for a kill. They successfully get it yet again. Friedrichs being so consistent with their shots here tonight.
Shanley 2 points away from the set and game point. Great block by Fredericks there.
Yeah, Shanley is able to once again take advantage of their much taller front line. Getting another block. Just 1 point away from victory, and it goes out of bounds for the Knights. Shanley takes the set and the match.
Final score of set number 3, 25-9. Shanley put on a great performance tonight from everyone. I mean, blocks and kills came from everyone in the front line. Lots of good serving. The Knights had a great defense, but they were just not able to produce enough on the offensive side tonight.
Yeah, once again, I think Myrold was the only one who really stayed consistent throughout the entire game. She was very good on defense, but the rest of her team wasn't always communicating well or just couldn't get to the ball in time, and we saw that more and more as the night went on. But yeah, McAllister, Fredericks getting a lot of kills for Shanley. Vetter getting a lot of consistent sets, and both sides doing incredibly well with serving. There weren't a lot of errors on either side as far as that goes. So despite all the disadvantages the Grand Forks Central Knights had, they put up a great fight, and it was a very exciting couple of sets from both teams. So very well played to both sides. For Greta and our entire crew, I'm Jeremiah Moore. The final score from Fargo Shanley Deacons is 3 to Grand Forks Central Knights with 0. To watch the archive version of this entire game and our other broadcasts, go to shanleytv.com. The proceeding has been a presentation of Shanley TV.